So you guys are at the ruins to Elona. You've walked in, you've opened the door, you managed to, Taegen managed to figure out the passcode to get through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Quite easily, I might add.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say?
Zosin,
I'm beautiful.
Zosin, you peeked through, and then at the end of last session, you guys all walked through the door into the room.
Torches aloft, at least for me. I'm going to light a torch.
Yeah, me too. Even though we have dark vision.
Oh, yeah, I'm still going to light a torch.
Okay.
Dark vision isn't a replacement for good old-fashioned light, just saying.
Okay.
What does it smell like the liquid?
It smells like stale water and algae.
Okay,
Gross.
so not like anything flammable.
No, it doesn't smell like oil or anything.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to trudge in first and wade out maybe 15 feet into the room and kind of just test the acoustics. Hello?
You see, as soon as you say hello, it's almost like ghostly figures appear around you. And you see the ghostly figures of elves moving about, looking like they're going about their day-to-day business, walking through the doors, passing through you, underneath the tower and into the large room.
Can I roll to see if I recognize their garb?
Yeah.
What do I roll for that?
I guess a history.
Yeah.
Brandon, did Taegen and I also see the ghostly images?
If you guys have entered the room, then yes, you do.
Okay.
18.
These clothes are in fashion, or were in fashion, hundreds of years ago.
For what kind of elves? Like Eladrin, high elf, what? Wild elf?
For wood elves.
Wood elves. Do they seem to be taking notice of us at all, or are they just echoes?
They just seem to be echoes.
Okay. Gotcha.
In this room, there are 2 doors on your left. If you walked through the door and are standing with the door to your back, there's 2 doors on your left. The ceiling is wide open and goes up to the top of the tower like I described, with platforms going all the way up. The platforms were connected by ladders, but the ladders have long since rotted and fallen into the ground. And past the room where you are on your right is an open archway into a large room.
I'm going to look back at the crew. Guys, which way do we proceed forward?
Let us go through the open door first.
The large open door?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start to make my way that direction.
I follow up.
I do as well.
Okay, the Sapphire Fox speaks up and he says, excuse me, what do you want us to do?
Stay close.
Okay.
We'll take the brunt of the danger, and you can back us up, possibly?
Sounds good to me, as long as we're still splitting everything 60-40.
We are indeed.
In our favor, yeah.
In your favor, yes.
The Striking Vipers protocol dictates that we check the ground floor first. Taegen has instructed us to take the large arch door.
Okay, so you walked through the open archway door. Through the tower floor is a doorway open. Inside is a large room, easily 100 feet. Large casks stand every 10 feet and are on platforms 5 feet above the ground. The casks all have spigots, and some of them have barrels underneath. The smell of rotted fruit is strong here.
Okay, how high does the water come up to these platforms?
The water is about at your ankles where you are right now. So
Okay.
not super deep.
Okay.
I'm going to keep my eyes open with active. It's check, not roll.
Oh.
But I'm going to keep my eyes open. Just every time I roll into a room, I'll roll a perception check to see if there's anything that jumps out at me.
A massive spider.
What do the walls and the ceilings look like? And
The ceiling is pretty high. It's not as high as the tower is, but it goes up maybe 20 feet or so. The ceiling and the walls are made of wood, like intertwined wood that looks like it was grown out of a tree, like saplings twined together to make like this beautiful pattern of wood.
are there any sconces in the walls for a torch?
Yeah, there are sconces.
Are there torches in them or are they empty?
They're empty.
I'm going to put my torch in one of them and kind of investigate the first vat on my right.
I'm going to light a torch off of Zoasyn's and head to the opposite side of the room and put it in the closest sconce for that.
Okay. Zosin, you're investigating the closest cask?
Yeah, I want to see how it opens, but not open it yet, and just kind of like see its general condition. Is this...
The casks themselves are on a platform with wooden stairs that lead up to them. The wooden stairs go up about 6 inches to the platform, and then the casks are sitting on top of those.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big lid. The casks are circular. There's a big lid that you can lift to open, and the lid goes all the way up and then back down.
I'll do so. I'll lift a lid slightly.
Okay, roll a con save.
Great. Is it save?
Yes, exclamation point save con.
13. I passed. Just say I passed.
Well, I was looking for sickened, but they got rid of sickened in 5th edition.
You can add it in. Shit. It's
Sickened
homebrew.
isn't a condition anymore.
You can make it one.
All right, so you open the cask and you're hit in the face full force with the smell of rot, like very strong rot. You almost throw up, but you manage to hold it back. It's the smell of rotted fruits and just decay.
Ugh. I think everything in here is rotted, boys. Just fruit.
Remington at the back. Oh, go ahead, Bucky.
What are you... I forget what I was going to say.
I'm just seeing rotted fruit. I'm only seeing rotted fruit that almost made me vomit.
What do you expect?
Remington,
It's been in
you
there for
notice
years.
some movement at the back of the room. Back where the light isn't illuminating.
Okay. I do have 60-foot dark vision after that, so...
Okay, yeah, you're not totally blind. You see something moving. You just can't make out what it is, but it looks long and scaly.
Okay.
And large.
Fellas, be wary. We might have a boa.
I'm going to draw my rapier.
I'm going to take out my warhammer.
I'll knock an arrow.
Okay. As you stare in the direction, you see that the movement is getting larger as it comes towards you, and this is a huge creature. This is a giant snake. It's a giant snake, but it's huge size, like D&D huge size. So probably, it doesn't give the length, so I'd say about 20 feet long.
Okay. I'm going to cast Mage Hand. And I'm going to run up within 25 feet of it, and I'm going to cast Mage Hand. And I'm going to use the Mage Hand to put 10 pounds of pressure and poke it in the eye.
Okay.
I mean, that's valid. I mean, 10 pounds of pressure in the eye. I mean, that might fuck you up.
So Zeus is
So-
just doing that.
It might be longer than 20 feet. That's a basic picture of what this thing looks like.
Okay.
All right, do a spell attack, I guess.
How do you do that?
It's 8
Well,
plus your...
Mage Hand's utility spell, right? So I can just cast it, but to make it do a touch attack, or is that what I'm having to do? Or what am I?
Yeah, because Mage Hand pretty much specifically says that you can't use it to attack with.
Mm-hmm.
But you can put pressure on an eyeball, right? I mean, that seems like. I mean, I don't. If I can't do it, it's okay. I won't do it.
I'm going to let you do it. I'm just going to have you roll a spell attack for it.
So
that
how
would
do I
be
do that?
8 plus your proficiency bonus, plus for
Mhm.
wizard it would be intelligence modifier.
Okay, so.
Or no,
Mage
I'm
Hand.
wrong. It's just your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence modifier.
I have a spell attack modifier.
Is it like 4 or 5?
Yeah, it's 4, and then my modifier is +1. So +4 and then +1.
Okay, yeah, roll with that.
Okay, so +5 total, and then I'll just roll a 20. Let's see. Let me get roll +5. 9. 9. Do
You
I not
can't
have
get the
an-
mage hand to
Do I not have an
cooperate.
ability to re-roll a re-roll one roll per day, or is that a different rogue ability?
I know halflings get that ability. Maybe Swashbuckler does. I don't know though. I don't have the book that Swashbuckler's in.
Is that a negative?
No.
Okay. Gotcha. Features and trait. Okay, yeah. All right, I miss it. Fuck.
You can't get the mage hand to cooperate because you're kind of new to this whole magic thing. You try to get it to work, but you can't figure out a way to make mage hand,
Mm-hmm.
even through bending the rules, attack something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It just, the spell stops itself from doing what you want it to do.
Hold. Can anyone
Right,
speak
right.
with animals?
Ooh, that would be a
Uh,
ranger thing, I think.
Yeah,
I do not have that spell, but I know it is a thing that can be done with druids, some sorcerers, and rangers as well, I believe. But it is not a spell that I
Is
have
Yellow
learned.
Jacket with you, or did Yellow Jacket stay back?
I believe
I
Yellow
think we're
Jacket's
all
with us.
there.
Yeah.
I think all of us are there as a group. Silver Fox, Desna, Yellow Jacket, us 3.
You guys have a regular fucking party going on.
Oh yeah.
We do.
Got
I'm
6
also going to
people
take
with
this
us.
opportunity and say Shirak and activate my cloak to do
Displace.
my double form. Yeah, displacement. I'm not going to make an outward attack, though, other than the failed mage hand, which I don't even know if it would have recognized.
When you ask if anybody can speak with animals, Yellow Jacket says, I am able to, but I do not have that spell prepared.
Bummer.
Can he cast it as a ritual? I have learned in my wizardry training sometimes taking a long amount of time, like 10 minutes, will allow you to ritualize a spell.
I think ritual takes an hour, doesn't it?
Oh, shit.
It doesn't say anything about rituals for Yellow Jacket.
Speak with animals is a ritual.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, it is 10 minutes. It's not an hour.
So could we back out of the room, shut the door for 10 minutes, and then open it and have him cast it?
So taking,
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
is no door to this room.
Oh, okay.
so as
Yeah.
far as this room goes,
Wait.
this looks like it's probably like a winemaking
Or
facility,
something,
maybe.
yeah. Or a storage facility.
Yeah, one of those two things. It looks like, Remington, you've been to wine country before. You went with one of your girlfriends. So you've seen what a winery looks like. And this is definitely some sort of older winery.
Gotcha.
In this area is.
Okay.
What is the beast doing right now?
It looks like it's slowly moving towards you. Like it's winding between the casks as it's moving towards you, Zosin.
Cantrips have no limit, right?
Yeah, you can cast cantrips as many times as you want.
Okay, I'm gonna shape water in the shape of a as well a medium-sized swirling loop of water, like rushing between us to kind of like maybe make it give pause for a moment.
Do you have
Okay.
shape water?
Yeah,
I got it as
he
a
got
cantrip.
it as a cantrip.
Okay.
So just a
Okay, yeah,
spinning vortex of water.
the snake stops slithering and rears back as it's contemplating what's going on right now. So it's stopped moving, but its large head is now above you, and it stands 15 feet above you, raised up as high as it is.
Yellow Jacket, you want to start that ritual? We'll protect you.
As you wish.
Do it by the door, the open door, so you can escape if you need to.
Yellow Jacket moves to the door and sets himself down in the water and begins to cast a spell.
Desna, if you could watch over him, we'll try and keep the snake at bay.
Absolutely, I can do that.
Thank you. I'm just going to keep the circle going as long as I can and maybe twist it into different shapes if I can.
I'm gonna pull out my longsword.
I'm going to do the infinity symbol. I'll hold up my hands, but not in a threatening manner, with the rapier in one of them. And I'm going to chant loudly in Eladrin Elven. And I'm just going to say the names of all my family members.
It's fair.
I'm just trying to buy time.
Because I'm sure the poor beast is just hungry.
Right. Or
But I don't have any like
interested.
fresh
What if
meats.
it has a what if it has a taste for dwarf?
It might.
Fucking hope it doesn't.
Ethan, what's your spell save DC?
Okay, so it is going to be my spell save DC, or when I cast a spell, what they save again?
What they save against?
Hold on 1 second. I think it's 8 plus 5? Well, hold on. Spells.
Yeah, it'd be 8 plus your
No, wait.
proficiency plus your
Yeah.
intelligence modifier.
Okay, so it's going to be, it says 12 on my sheet, but I don't think it adds my intelligence. I think it's just 8 plus 4, and then my intelligence is a 1 modifier. So it says 12 on my sheet.
That should be correct, though.
Okay. Yeah, then it's 12 on my sheet.
Yeah, because your proficiency bonus right now is still plus 3.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
All right. I'm getting used to using this Roll20 system again. Okay. Using the control water, you have effectively cast animal friendship on the snake.
Okay.
I feel like if he got a better roll, that would have gone
What
much
exactly
more
does
terribly.
animal friendship mean? Can I go up and pet him, or?
The beast is charmed by you.
Okay.
It can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful effects. The charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature.
Okay, then I am going to use a skill, and let me see if I have it. I believe, yeah, my animal handling is +1, but see if I have. Could I use my insight to see if I can discern its motive, or should I use animal handling to see if I can wrangle it?
Are you asking me or are you asking the group?
Yes, I'm asking you.
Either one. I mean, you could try animal handling to try to like guide it away from you guys. You could try insight to feel out what it's doing. Those are pretty
Okay.
much your two options, really.
I would like animal handling just to kind of. I'm going to do it even though it's only a +1. I have advantage, right? So my best roll is a 15 +1, so 16, to see if I can approach it and lay a comforting hand on it.
Okay. Yeah, it is transfixed by the water,
Mm-hmm.
but you approach it and you walk very slowly with your hands up and lay one hand on its side, and it seems to acknowledge you with a mixture of like, it's charmed, so it acknowledges you as if you were a friend.
Okay, so I'm just going to stroke this snake for the next 9.5 minutes, or however much longer he needs to speak with animals, and see if I can
Okay.
hold that out. If I can do that, if I can hold that out.
Let me see how long this lasts. 24 hours. Wow, okay. Yeah.
You guys are friends.
And technically animal friendship wouldn't work on a constrictor snake because they have to have an intelligence of 4 or higher.
Right.
But it's my campaign, so fuck it. It
Yeah,
works.
hell
So,
yeah.
fuck the rules.
Yeah.
In some
Yeah.
instances.
And you fuck them.
So many spells to pull up at once. Okay, so Yellow Jacket finishes the ritual and he walks up to you and he says, I have finished the ritual.
Okay, so Yellow Jacket, I'm going to work as you're going to pretend to translate for me. You say whatever you want, but I'm going to speak to the snake so it thinks it's coming from me, and then you speak to the snake in its language. So, because I believe we are friends at this moment. You can approach. I would stay a good distance away, but. And then I'm going to say to the snake, hello, my gargantuan friend. What are you doing here?
Yellow Jacket repeats what you say in a litany of hisses and slithers. He kind of moves and undulates his body because snakes communicate by movement. Everybody knows that whenever
Of
they
course,
talk.
they do.
They wiggle a lot. The snake
their
kind of
bellies.
rises its head and back and forth and hisses a little bit too. Its tongue flicking in and out. It's a giant tongue. It's got a very long tongue. And Yellow Jacket says, he is hungry. He is lost.
Could we help you find something to eat? What do you eat? No, I'm going to let him do those.
Okay, for the sake of ease, just whatever you say, Ethan, I'm going to speak back as the snake and just assume that it's
Okay.
being translated through Yellow Jacket, okay?
Okay.
All right, ask your question one more time. I'm sorry.
It's okay. What do you eat? Could we find you something to eat?
I eat large creatures, things from the swamp. I have been down here for too many days.
We could.
Are you unable to get out?
I'm gonna speak up before you say that, there, Ethan.
Yeah. I'm gonna repeat everything they say back. So, or Yellow Jacket is. So yeah.
We could just merely allow the snake to go back into the swamp, Soason.
We might need to lead him there. Ask him how we can help him get back to the swamp, Yellow Jacket.
I am lost. The men caved in my only exit.
We have opened another exit.
Would you lead me there?
Of course, would follow me. And I'm going to try and lead the snake out.
All right. I motion for everybody to move out of the way and just let Zoason lead the snake out.
Okay, yeah, you lead the snake out through the open door, out into the ruins, and you show him the stairs, and he slithers away. He hisses one more word to you before he goes. He says thank you. But yeah, he hasn't left yet if you need to do something.
Yeah, I need to do one thing. I'm actually going to... Hold on a second. I'm going to tear off a little scrap of cloth and tie it around him as a gift.
Okay.
and say, go in peace.
It nods its head at you and gives you a lick with its creepy tongue, and then thanks you again.
That does not sound pleasant.
I'll return to the group after that. I mean, me and Yellow Jacket, I guess.
Okay, yeah, you return back to the group in the open room.
I love it.
So I'm glad we didn't have to fight that.
Well, that just happened.
We are the striking vipers after all. We should help our brethren.
Never
Indeed.
thought stroking a snake would actually work.
Oh, does it ever?
Okay, so where the snake was now in the open room, you can see that there's like a hatch in the floor at the very back of the room, and it's a very large hatch. It would take 2 people to lift this thing at least. It's wide enough for a barrel to fit through.
Bucking.
Yeah.
Let's go lift this hatch, see where it leads.
Okay.
Since you and I are... Well, what did you say that she was again? She was a dwarf cleric.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Desna, you may be able to assist as well. It looks like we may be the 3 strongest members of the group.
Sure, I can help.
So we'll go over and lift this hatch.
What is her strength? Okay. All right, so between the 3 of you, you strain and grunt, but you manage to get it lifted open. It's not like excruciatingly heavy where you have to throw your backs into it and everybody rolls a strength check. It's liftable.
Mm-hmm.
So you manage to pick it up and flip it back, and it clanks onto the floor with a loud thud. And you see what looks like a slide going down.
Who's going down the
who wants to
slide?
risk this?
That's what I was going to ask. Do we want to continue forward this way, or do we want to go and retrace our steps and take a different room?
I think we should at least. Are you there?
Yeah.
I think we should at least check the other two doors briefly before we take the slide. That's just my opinion.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So were there two other doors in this room, or the two other doors in the main foyer?
Total in the main area, there are 3 doors.
Okay.
There are, if you have just walked into the room and the doorway to the ruins, like to the exit to the ruins, is at your back,
Mm-hmm.
there are 2 doors on your left, 10 feet
Right.
apart.
Right.
Then 30 feet down, there's a door dead ahead of you.
Right. And then the one that we are in is that one?
No, the one that you are in was to the right.
Okay. I have a really rough time visualizing that, sorry, apparently.
Yeah, I've made this dungeon. I tried to make it as simple and straightforward as possible since we don't have like maps laid out in front of us. So hopefully it doesn't get too confusing.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of begun sketching it ever so slightly, so if we get super lost, we should be.
And don't forget, you can always just take a picture of it with your phone if you have it drawn out and block off and just throw it up in the Discord.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could do that.
Once we get all the way through it anyway.
Well, I mean, even, quote unquote fog of war, just putting a piece of paper over top of the shit we haven't been through yet.
Yeah, true.
Assuming you guys make it out alive, which you probably won't.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go back into the main foyer then. Go to the closest door to the exit on the left.
Okay, this is a wooden door. It is closed. It reeks of rot and wood and just mildew and disgustingness. And it's sort of half hanging off of the hinges.
All right, I'm going to delicately try and pull it open. Or push it, depending on how the hinges are set.
Mm.
The door itself pulls open.
Okay.
Inside the first room is a ruined bedroom. Water has rotted away the straw mattresses, and ferns grow in here with glowing fungus on the walls, giving off enough light for them to grow.
Neat.
There are a couple skeletons in here, and there's a metal chest as well.
Zoas, I see a chest.
Would you like me to check it?
I most certainly would, sir.
All right, I'm going to check it for traps.
Okay, roll I guess that would be search.
Check, investigate?
Yeah, investigate works.
I don't think there is a search, is there?
No, there's not. I still get that confused with 5e. Or
Yeah,
with 3.5.
They took so many of those skills away that it's hard to tell which one you use for what.
You got a 16.
The chest is not trapped. It is locked, but it's not trapped.
I'll try and pick the lock with my thieves' tools.
Okay.
How
So
do I
roll a sleight of hand plus twice your proficiency bonus.
I used to have a little sheet that had, like, the difference between the two. I don't remember what I've done with it, though.
Okay, plus twice my proficiency bonus would be another 4. Or another 3. my proficiency is 3.
Yeah.
So
So
I
you
would
get
add
another
6
Yes.
to that, and that would be 7. Because it only added 4 for my actual sleight of hand ability score.
But that's because it already added your proficiency bonus.
Oh, so just 3 more. So
Oh, wait, no, it didn't, because you're not proficient in it. So
okay,
yeah, you
so
would
then
just add.
or
Just
3.
add. The proficiency bonus is only added to things that you are proficient in, so you would add 4 again. So it'd be 1d20 plus 8, technically. So it'd be 15.
15.
Okay, yep, you unlock it with your thieves' tools. It makes a very satisfying click, a noise that you've come to love,
Oh yeah.
as the chest itself clicks open.
What's in it?
Go ahead, Bucky. Do the honors. I'm gonna step back and let him open it.
Okay. I open the chest. Gonna
A
attack me.
boxing glove comes out and punches you in the balls.
God damn it.
No, there's a pouch. There's a pouch of gold inside, and there's a very nice dagger. Almost looks ceremonial in status. It has a golden hilt with a ruby at the end of it.
Do I see any symbols on the dagger at all?
There's a unicorn on the dagger.
Okay. Would I know what that is?
You can roll a history or religion, or arcana.
Roll for it.
$11.
History check. Yeah, you would know with an 11, I guess. The unicorn is a symbol of prosperity and is also the symbol of Alona.
Okay. Is there anything else like a maker's mark, or is that the only symbol?
That's the only thing is a symbol.
Okay.
And then there's like filigree and stuff on it also.
Would I recognize the metal at all? Or does it just look like regular steel?
It looks like regular steel, but it's very finely crafted
Like-
steel.
Okay, so and very ornate fittings.
Yes. But it's a ceremonial dagger, but it looks like it could be used for combat. It's not like that cheapo
Okay.
showroom metal.
Okay. Does anyone want this dagger? It seems to be finely made.
It's a +1 dagger.
Do you not use daggers, Bucky?
I mean, I'm mainly using a longsword or a warhammer, and I feel like I wouldn't get
I
any
will
use out of
take
a
it.
dagger with my chainmail.
I'll take it. If no one else needs it.
Okay. I hand
The
it
gold
to
we will
Zosum.
put in. The gold we will put into the pot to split.
Just keep it the way it is. Pretty.
How much gold was it?
30.
Okay.
Is there anything else in there?
I also put rules
Mhm.
for lockpicking in. That just kind of explains how it goes. It's just a dex check. And then if he has proficiency with the tool itself, which he should, then he gets to add his proficiency bonus to the dex check.
Okay.
Okay, I go back to the
Excellent.
chest. What else is in there?
That's it. There was
Okay,
a
just-
ceremonial dagger and 30 gold.
Okay. Anything else in the room of note?
You see some ghosts in here. There are 2 ghosts, and they look like they are in the process of dying, just over and over again, like they're being stabbed. You don't see what's stabbing them. You just see the results of them being stabbed as they drop to their knees, clutching at their chest, and then fall face forward into the water. And as they fall face first into the water, you see where their skeletons are still there. Like in real life, their skeletons are there.
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna pull out the dagger that he just handed me and walk up towards the ghost and I'm
Okay.
going to see if they react any differently seeing the dagger. If maybe it was the weapon, or if nothing happened.
There seems to be no difference in how the ghosts are reacting.
What about their skeletons there on the floor? What do they look like?
They look like elven skeletons. They have like the kind of sharper features that an elf would have, like an elf skull. They were once wearing clothes, but their clothes are too tattered and waterlogged and destroyed from all the water that's rushed into this room. But they look just dead, laying face first in the water.
Anything on them other than clothing?
No.
I'm going to look back at Taegen and possibly the cleric and say, is there something we should do for these tortured souls, or is there nothing we can do?
I would say at the moment there's nothing we can do.
Desna says, I can bless this place once we're through with it. Maybe that might help.
It may.
Better than nothing. I'm ready to move on then if I can't help them.
Does anyone have anything to collect some of these glowing spores?
I have glass vials. I have 4 glass vials. Well, 3 because I collected swamp acre.
Very good. Collect some of these glowing spores into a vial. Who knows when it might come in handy? It's a soft glow, but might only illuminate 5 feet or so. But
Here you are. I'm going to actually pull out 2 vials and hand them to you.
all right, I'm gonna go ahead and collect some of these spores carefully.
Okay. You scrape them off into a vial, and they kind of float down as you put them into it, and they glow. They definitely have a glow to them that you can see through the torchlight.
Sweet. Okay.
2 vials of glowing spores.
Mm-hmm. So you'll just take that one out and edit that one. All right. Okay.
Are you looking to start a garden when we get topside?
It's just one of those things where you never know where something like that might come in handy. For all we know, there could be a creature who's attracted to these spores, and that might come in handy later on down the road.
Sure.
Or is repelled by the spores.
Mm.
Which would be even better.
All right, let's go over and check out the second room. There's nothing else of note in this one?
I'll follow.
No, nothing that stands out to you.
Okay.
All right, you go to the second room. The second room has a door, and this one appears to be locked.
All right, Zoason, let's see your
Looks
skill
like
at
I'm
work.
All right.
The door is waterlogged also, but just at the bottom, it kind of has a metal frame, so it looks like it's resisted the elements a little bit better, although the door is covered with a bit of rust.
Okay, so I type check. What did you say again? Check what?
It'll be check dex +3.
Or +6 because I'm proficient, or
Plus 6.
If Brandon's giving you double proficiency, yeah.
yeah, because I have the tools and I'm proficient with the tools. So check dex +6. 20, dirty 20, baby. Ooh.
Nice.
Woot.
Yep, you pick the door without any issues whatsoever. You do it quickly and impressively.
I'm going to swing that sucker wide.
Are you just preemptively making a dex check, Rim?
No, it didn't look like it actually took the
I'm
plus
gonna
6,
swing
so.
I'm gonna swing that sucker wide.
Okay, you're staring into the face of another bedroom. This room is also a bit waterlogged. There are straw beds that are ruined at this point. The only thing of note, really, besides the ferns and the open ceiling, because there is an open ceiling in this room that looks outside into the elements and water kind of trickles in from the top, is a large curio cabinet,
What's it
Alright.
made of?
like a wardrobe. It's made out of wood.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to approach the cabinet and open it.
Okay, you go to open it, Remington, you put your hand on it and then swing the door open, and the door doesn't swing open, but your hand is stuck on the door.
Okay.
And
Do I really not have a fucking... Oh, yeah,
Stuck
there it is.
like
Crowbar.
magically?
Well, damn.
stuck like adhesive.
Uh-oh. Are you okay over there, Taegen?
It seems as if my hand is stuck. I'm going to try
As
and...
you say that, the wardrobe itself seems to move and shift, and a large piece of wood emerges out of the wardrobe and smacks you across the face for 7 damage.
Ah! Let's see.
And we'll roll for initiative.
Oh, great.
Game HP -7. Is that how that's done? Yep. There we go.
I misspelled that. No, wait, no, I need to check. There you go.
Beautiful.
And then out of game, I assume this is a mimic.
Maybe.
Oh, no.
Hang on.
3. Okay, the mimic goes last. That's fun.
Yay.
So it has 6 rounds to get gangbanged before it can attack again.
Well, he did hit first. I'm just saying. Honestly, is everyone even in the room right now? Can they even see it other than me and Taegen and Bucky?
This is a small room. You guys are going to be hard pressed to all fit in here to attack this thing. Taegen and Zosin, you're the only ones that have seen it so far.
Okay.
Well, my
I found
cloak
it.
is still engaged, and I still have my rapier out. I'm going to call to Bucky and say, Buck, we got a live Curio Cabinet.
All right, so Taegen, you are up first.
All right, so I got a 24 to hit.
Let me look something up here real quick. Because you're currently grappled, so I want to look up what being grappled does. Whether that gives you... I think that gives you disadvantage.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
That was a disadvantage.
Well, no, I didn't do dis, but it does hit the creature.
With 26, I'd say so.
Well, I rolled a
I'm
natural
gonna-
20 on that one.
I'm going to take this moment to yell back to the group, does anybody have strong alcohol?
I'm afraid not.
Fox, Desna,
Shit.
Yellow Jacket, Bucky.
Should have brought my mead.
Anybody have alcohol? Strong alcohol.
Yellow Jacket says, I have a bottle of wine.
I know that sometimes adhesives can give way to alcohol or solvents. We don't have a solvent. Hey, when I checked those casks in the other room, did they have liquid in them or was it just rotted fruit?
Rotted fruit and some liquid.
So that might be a strong alcohol. I'm going to instruct, if he'll listen to me. Actually, fuck. Is manipulate water like manipulate liquid or only water?
Just water.
Okay, I'm trying to think of if I have something in my inventory that would let me grab out a little bit of that alcohol in the cask.
All right, is
How
your
big are
attack,
these
Remington, the 24? Did you say how big are the casks?
They're big, right? Like 5 feet.
Yeah, so
yeah,
it was
imagine what it looks like where people stomp grapes, like those big casks that they stand in when they're stomping grapes for wine. That's what these things are.
Where did you say I wrote down my inventory equipment? Oh, I have cook's utensils. I'm okay. I know what I'm going to do on my turn.
All right, so Remington, you don't have disadvantage when you're grappled, apparently. You just can't move at all. So you rolled a 24 to hit? Yes.
I think, yeah, that's a yes.
Okay, and 9 damage. All right, Taegen hacks away at this thing. His sword sticks and then pulls away like he's swinging at syrup, but he's definitely drawing blood. And now, Zosin, it is your turn.
I am going to. How far away are the casks from me in my current position?
If you took your entire round to move to get there, you could get there. But
Okay,
it's
but
more than 30 feet.
Okay, but what if I misty stepped there and then used my full, like misty stepped as close as I could, which is 30 feet, towards it, and then used my full movement? Could I get almost all the way back, or where could I get to?
Almost all the way back to the casks?
No, like if I misty stepped towards the casks, which is 30 feet, and then used my full movement to run the rest of the way and then run back, how close will I be back to the doorway?
that'd be 90 feet total.
You would be about 30 feet from the door still.
Okay, so I'm going to, in my cook's utensils, do I have 1 pot, 2 pots? What do I have?
We'll say a pot and a skillet.
Okay, I'm going to run there and fill up the pot and the skillet, and then use my misty step as to not spill them on the way back the last 30 feet and get almost back with the alcohol that was in the cask.
Okay.
So I can try and get him unlodged my next round.
All right,
or I could even hand them off to somebody if somebody will take them.
You can't get that far, do all that, and get back in the allotted time. It's going to take you 2 rounds to do that. At the beginning of your next turn, you can move the rest of the way to where you can pass it off to someone.
Okay, all right. But that's what I'm trying to do, is get 2 containers of this strong alcohol that hopefully will release Taegen from it.
Okay.
Fox is up next.
Yeah, I'm looking up the cantrip.
Sure.
It's not a very good roll at all.
Have you claimed any of these characters since you've made them?
Yeah, I've claimed all of them. I was
Gotcha.
doing a lot last night instead of sleeping.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
I
that you
noticed.
were in there. in the bot
I
trials
noticed when
doing
I
stuff.
woke up.
Okay, so Sapphire Fox waves his hand very lazily, and a purple bolt of fire shoots out of his hand, whizzes past your ear, Taegen, and hits the mimic. And actually does hit because mimics have abysmal ACs, I guess, because they don't move.
Sweet. How much did he hit him for?
11.
Okay. I will decrease it for you.
Man, this is slow going. Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's okay.
I've got
No,
so
it's
many
totally
tabs
fine.
open and pulling up information and
We're
spells.
we're doing fine. We're doing fine.
Yeah. I mean, do we want Yellow Jacket to be in there going? Who all is in here? Because we can also just skip him.
I think just you and Zosin are in the room. The
No,
rest of
no.
us are close at hand.
I took my turn and I told everyone my plan to try and dissolve the adhesive to get him free, and I left to go grab the alcohol that
So
was
it's
been sitting
just
forever.
taken in.
And Silver Fox had to be at least in the doorway.
His spell was ranged, so he was casting through the doorway.
Okay.
Where would I be in relation to that? I'd be up closer to where taken to the room.
Grim, you take 12 damage.
Okay.
As the mimic bites you, it opens up the doors of the cabinet, revealing rows of sharp, shark-like teeth, and it just chomps on you. And as it
Was
bites you, you feel like an acid.
Okay. How much damage did you say again?
12 damage.
Okay. I take it Yellow Jacket is not involved in the round.
It was Mimic and then Yellow Jacket.
Oh, I've got Yellow Jacket and Mimic. Okay.
All right, Yellow Jacket runs towards you, Zosin, to try to meet up with you to take the stuff out of your hands. So he can move up to you and then move back.
I'm going to give him the pot and hold on to the skillet. So I'll give him the deeper one. And I'm going to say, look, apply this to the area that has Taegen stuck.
Yes, I will. So he uses his full movement to run up to you, get the pot, and run back to Bucky.
To me?
Yes.
Okay, so he and I are fairly close together.
Yeah, you and Yellow Jacket are side by side.
Okay. How far would I be from...
We're chain reaction in this shit.
Yeah, how far away would I be from Taegen?
You are outside the door. This room is like 10 feet by 15 feet. So it's not a huge room.
And I'm maybe 5 foot from the door, give or take? Or I'm in the doorway?
Yeah.
Or okay. And so from me to Taegen, how far would that be?
About 10 feet.
Okay, I'm going to take the pot from Yellow Jacket and run it to Taegen. And
I'm going to
apply
yell,
it.
don't get too close. Don't get too close.
Okay. And then do what I need to do. That, and would that be both of my actions or just one? Or
I think that would be both.
Because using the you did
Okay.
your movement. You moved 10 feet. You can apparently in 5e, I didn't realize this, or I guess I forgot it, you can split up your movement. So you can move 10 feet, do your action, and then you still have 20 feet left to move if you want to.
okay. But we're assuming that I was close enough to where I could get the pot to Taegen and apply to the affected area.
Yes.
Okay. And then that's the end of my turn, unless I were to use that extra move thing. which I'm.
Okay, so Taegen, your hand is covered in this disgusting sluice of stinky old wine and rotten fruit. It makes you gag as as Buckenwald dumps it onto your hand.
Oh.
But it does seem to be loosening up the adhesive some.
That's quick thinking,
Some?
Zoason.
We met many a mimic. I'm going to yell, we met many a mimic on the blood fields of Ishtar fighting the Minotaurs.
The
All
blood
right.
fields of Ishtar?
Yeah.
All right.
Now it should be Desna's turn, right?
Yep.
See.
Yeah.
Desna says, I want to help, but I can't get into the room. I'll just heal anybody who needs it after this fight's over.
Sounds good.
And it is back to Taegen.
Attack. Mimic again with my longsword.
Get free first.
I'm going to go ahead and do a quick strength check to try and pull myself away.
Okay, normally you would have disadvantage on this because the sorry, I'm getting way far away from my phone. Because the alcohol is being poured onto your hand, it gives you advantage, so they cancel each other out. So you're just rolling normal.
Okay, I rolled a 20.
Woo!
You pry your hand free.
Not natural.
Yep,
All
it
right.
was an escape DC of 13.
Sweet. All right, I will go ahead and see here. Does that utilize one of my actions? Yeah, it would. It would. Let's see.
Disengage and get the fuck out of there. We'll attack it from range. It can't move.
I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple swipes in. It'll be all right. I've still got some life
Go
left.
ahead. All right.
I've still got some life left in me, boys. I'm at 35. All right. Attack.
If
Longsword.
it gets you stuck, I only have one more pan.
Longsword. Target MI1.
Nice.
So that definitely hits.
And I get 2 attacks per attack action, so let me go ahead and do another one then.
Rolls of 1.
Yeah, probably.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Deal another
Nice,
6
you're
to
rolling really well.
it. Yeah.
Apparently it's just your bow that you suck with.
Maybe he prayed to RN Jesus before the game.
Yeah, that first one was a critical hit, but it was the damage itself was low, so
Yeah, not a great roll.
yeah. But all right. And that's where I'll end my turn. Next.
Oh.
So it's Zoason.
You got
All right.
15 damage then?
Yeah, 15.
What is my range from the? You said I was another 30 feet from this thing.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a surface near me where I could? Well, I can't really set the skillet. I'm going to move up into the doorway, and I'm going to cast Firebolt and hopefully ignite the alcohol that is on the mimic. Well, maybe not, but I'm at least going to try and hit it with a firebolt. Range
Okay.
120 feet.
Hold on. Let me.
Spell attack is +4. So 1d20 +4.
Yep, you could also do that.
Hold on a second. I got to get to the roll. Take it.
Nice. Yeah, that hits.
Whew. All right, so I rolled 2d10.
Just one
I'm going to-
d10.
Oh, it says 2d10 on my sheet. Is that a mistake?
It goes to 2d10 when you reach 5th level.
Okay, so 1d10.
Weird. Maybe it means 5th level total.
Okay.
I'll let you. You will go with whatever your sheet says. If it says 2d10, you'll roll 2d10.
No. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Do I add anything to the 10, or is it just 1d10 period?
Just one d10 period.
I rolled a 7, which isn't bad.
All right, roll another d6.
Do that here. 2. So 9. 9 in total.
All right, so you hit it with a firebolt.
And the way I'm going to do this is holding one skillet in one hand. I'm going to draw the fire sigil of the ancient Eladrin elves, and with one finger, and then open my palm upside down, and from it will emit a comet-like bolt straight directly at the Curio Cabinet.
Awesome. It shoots out and hits the mimic, and there's a splash of fire as it hits the body, and the alcohol that was on it catches flame and deals an extra 2 damage to it.
Whoop, whoop. That's my turn. I'm just going to stay in the doorway.
So that was what, 9 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Sapphire Fox goes to shoot a firebolt of his own, but can't get around the massive people who are now blocking the doorway, so his bolt goes errant and shoots up out of the ceiling and kind of into the swamp, making a crackling noise, and he moves back 10 feet out of the room.
Gotcha. Yellow Jacket.
It's Mimic first and then Yellow Jacket.
Oh, that's right.
Oof. Remington, does an 11 hit your AC?
I don't believe it does. I thought he had a 12 or a 13.
Yeah, I think
went
he's
13.
muted again.
Oh, fuck it.
13.
Yeah, I have a 13. So, no, it does
13,
not.
Okay,
15,
yeah,
19.
so this thing swings another pseudopod at you,
Uh-huh.
and you dodge deftly out of the way.
All right, cool.
And
Does
it
it
is
have
Yellow
just one
Jacket's
attack?
turn.
Okay.
Yeah,
has
it just
one.
has the one attack. Yellow Jacket stays his action,
Okay.
so it is Bucky.
Okay. So I was up on where.
You're right up next to me.
Okay, and so I am within range of the mimic. So I'm gonna just.
How's the mimic looking, Brandon?
Bloodied. I think it said bloodied.
It did, but
I just exclamation point attack, right?
The Mimic is looking pretty rough. It's starting to bleed from different places on itself. It's
Hold on,
kind
Bucky.
of shaking and gurgling.
you'll type what you're attacking with and put -T MI1.
Is it just exclamation point A? Okay.
Yep. Whatever you're using, and then -T MI1.
12 to hit, and then 7 damage. If it hits.
Yep, 12 does hit. You deal
Okay.
7 damage to it.
Okay, and then since I have another action, I'll just do the same thing.
Yeah, because you get 2 attacks on your action.
Yeah, all of level 5 characters do, I think.
Yeah.
I don't.
The same
Oh,
thing.
yeah, you only get 1.
It's level 6, I think, that they get 2 attacks. I chose to multi-class, so I only get 1.
I hear you.
All right,
believe
Bucky,
it.
how do you kill this thing?
Woo!
I'm going to take the Warhammer, do a little 360 no scope, and crack my Warhammer into the thing's face like I'm hitting a baseball that's about to go out of the park. Ow, my knee.
Can you say that afterwards?
Ah. No, if I sit with my legs bent for too long, my knee just decides to be like, hey, fuck you, buddy.
Sucks getting old, Bucky.
Yep, my knee's just like, I'm not your buddy guy.
I'm not your guy, pal.
I'm not your pal, friend.
All right, so you smash into this thing like you're hitting a baseball out of the park, and its mouth opens up, its giant teeth show, and it just gurgles and spits, and its big lolling tongue drops to the ground.
Yes.
All right. Immediately after combat, I'm going to collect my cooking tools.
Okay.
Dump the alcohol.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Make
wipe.
sure you have those.
I'm gonna wipe the goo that's on me, on Bucky,
Well,
as I congratulate him. Thank you,
I was
friend.
actually going to say I would help clear the goo off your weapons with the skillet.
And I'm gonna.
Is there anything on the mimic?
Yes, there is, actually.
Sometimes they eat treasure. I know that much from dealing with them on the blood fields of Ishtar.
What, pray tell, is on this mimic?
In
You
this
find-
mimic, typically in the digestive tracts, we might have to cut it open.
I'll assume while Taegen is being a dick and rubbing the random goo on my armor, I'm getting my sword or a hand axe or whatever works and breaking into the thing. Jesus.
You find this.
Hey, Rem, we found your hat.
And the hat of disguise looks like this.
I love it. That's hilarious.
A carved wooden staff.
You also find a spell book inside of it.
Ew.
I will check.
I give it to
spellbook.
Zoison.
So we will allow the pick from our companions, Silver Fox and Desna. Do you guys have any picks? And then we'll take all pieces and split them 60-40. If that is agreeable with everyone.
We can take, the Sapphire Fox says, we can take the stuff at the end once we get through whatever we're going through. We can divvy it up at the end if that's okay.
That's
Is it-
fine.
As of right now, the only thing left is the chute, right?
No, there's
no,
another
there's a door
doorway.
at the end of this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then shoot.
Shoot, shoop a loop, shoop a loop.
I'm
I think-
actually going to also grab up and equip the +1 javelin in case I need to do a ranged.
Okay.
Is it a shoot to loot?
Shoot to loot, shoot to loot. The spell book is your spell book, Ethan. Like, it's not your spell book,
Okay.
but it's the ones that have your first level spells in it. It's
Oh,
like a
okay.
burnt umber colored book that
Nice.
acid has kind of eaten the edges of the corners just a little bit, all sides.
Sweet.
And the leather's a little bit worn. In the front of it, there's a emerald that's kind of inlaid into it, and then a design of green metal almost that's been worked into the leather of the book is spread out in like a sunburst pattern.
Awesome. I will add to this, but it has my first level spells at least. Excellent.
Jesus Christ.
So now I can use detect magic and identify.
Are those your first level spells?
Yes. Detect magic and identify.
Okay.
Is there from the app, can I add to my inventory?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you
that real
go,
quick for the
yeah, if you go over to equipment, and there should be one that says manage equipment. And if you use the filter and just type in javelin, it should give you
And
like
dagger.
javelin +1. Yeah. And then whatever else you took, there's also ways to add custom items down at the bottom.
I'm just gonna do the javelin and the dagger.
Just make sure that when you do them, that you equip them as well, and then you can do exclamation point update, and that'll update your attacks.
Oh, let's see here. I went to equipment and there is no manage equipment.
I forget what it looks like on mobile. Hold on, let me make my screen shorter so I can see it. Equipment. Not right at the top. It doesn't say manage equipment.
It just says equipment and then weight carried, unencumbered, currency, inventory, weight, quality, cost, and then it lists my items.
You
Weird.
might be viewing your character sheet instead of editing it.
Yeah.
how
Are
do
you
you
logged
edit
in? Are you logged in?
Yeah. Do I have to go to the website to log in or?
Oh, that's right. You're on the app. Yeah, I don't know about the app.
Okay, I'll go to the web. I'll go to the website and log in real quick.
All right. I don't have much experience using the app.
No worries. I don't think you can do it from the app.
Yeah, they definitely need to work on that as far as it goes.
Equipment. There we go. Manage it. Okay, I can do that. Awesome.
Cool.
How do you make it +1?
If you just type in javelin in the
Oh,
in
there
the
it is. I see.
search, yeah, it'll show it down there.
Oh, there's a key inside the mimic as well. I forgot about that. A disgusting, acidy, wet key.
Okay.
Moist.
I'm gonna pour some water over top of the key to rinse it off and neutralize the acid
Okay.
from my water skin, and then
You
pick it
do
up.
exactly that, sir. It burns your hand off.
Oh no! I'm gonna
Not
jam
my favorite hand.
I'm gonna jam the key into my stump.
That was my fapping hand.
I guess you're gonna have to give yourself key jobs from now on. All right, so you guys have 2 places you haven't checked yet. You have the door at the end of this hallway, and you have the slide going down.
Let's check the door.
All right, we move into the central chamber and move up to the door. I'm going to ask Sosa to give me a quick heal.
Desna?
Or Desna. Yeah. Who's Sosa?
Sosa was the
yeah.
priestess.
Yeah.
Desna says, how much healing do you need?
Oh, let's see here. Just a cure light wounds should be fine.
She heals you for 11.
Okay.
No space after the exclamation mark, Ethan.
Oh, fuck. It did that when I hit update to autocomplete. Awesome.
Sweet.
All right, so the door that you're looking at is a large metal door. It has a depiction of Alona drinking a glass of wine engraved into the metal. And there's a lock on it.
Oh boy, here we go.
A proper lock or a lock in the door?
A lock in the door.
Okay.
So you've been doing good so far.
Perception or investigate to check for traps?
Do an investigate.
Okay. $11.
Okay, it's actually a perception. Is your perception higher than your investigate?
Yes.
Okay, roll a perception. I'm sorry. I'm
Never
reading
mind.
the rules now.
I got one less. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and pick it regardless. Check what?
It is a
Roll D20 plus.
Just
double
do
your proficiency.
Yeah.
Plus
Exclamation
6.
point, check, dex. But it doesn't seem to add the plus to it, so add it mentally.
Okay, so check dex.
Yeah.
Plus 6. Okay. Well, plus 4. So I got like a I got like a
natural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a natural 20.
He got a 30 total.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because, yeah, for some reason, if you do that, you can't add plus 6 to it. I'm not sure why.
Okay, yeah, you pick the lock. As you're picking the lock, you notice runes start to glow on the engraved door, and you snap your hand, pick the lock, pull your hand away right as electricity sparks out of the lock right before it opens.
Fuck, it was trapped.
Oh, well played, sir.
I got lucky. I got lucky that time.
That was luck mixed with skill, friend.
I'm gonna do a little like drumstick twirl with my lockpick. Holster it.
And then you do the Carlton while the door opens.
All right, so I unlock them. Someone else opens them.
I move up and I pull the door.
It's a push door.
No, it's actually a pull door.
Fuck.
The door is difficult to pull because of the standing water in this room.
Uh-huh.
So you kind of have to scrape it across the ground as you pull it.
Okay.
And as you do, water rushes out of this room and down. what you're looking at is a small platform and then stairs that go up and stairs that go down. The stairs that go down are totally flooded. The water is risen up almost to the platform. The stairs that go up are dry.
Okay.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is the door made of the same sort of stuff that the workers were taking out?
No, this metal is much, much older.
Is it the same like type of metal though?
Yes. And it's warm to the touch.
Would I be able to use my stone cutting on to find anything out from it or no?
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
Okay, what do I roll for that? History?
Yeah, roll a history.
Does he add his proficiencies like I do with my tool lockpicking thing?
Let me look up. Whenever you make an intelligence history check related to the origin of stonework, you are considered proficient in the history skill and add double your proficiency bonus.
Yep.
Okay, so for me it would be check history plus 6.
Yes.
So he got a 20.
Very
Dirty
dirty 20.
20. Woo.
Dirty 20.
Just the way
what
I
are you-
like them.
What are you trying to figure out from this door? Like, what are you wanting to discern?
I can't think of anything specific, just
Like-
whatever.
The make of
Like
the
who made
metal,
it?
how fine it is, where did it come from, you know.
All of the
Okay.
above.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
option Z, everything.
Everything forever.
Yes, anything and everything.
The metal seems to be... It's a very fine metal. You would put it at about 500 years old as far as age goes. It doesn't seem like the kind of metal that you would get from a swamp. It seems more like mountain metal.
Okay.
What say you, Buckenwald? You look deep in thought.
This metal doesn't seem to come from the swamp. It's almost like it was brought from, I don't know, maybe the mountains.
Hmm.
Are there
I've
any,
never known wood elves really to work metal.
are there any mountains near the swamp area that we're in? Or like nearby relative, not like...
You could get to mountains in about a week and a half of travel.
Okay. Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't... Is there any, like, small detail that would tip me off to maybe the door was made by, like, a dwarf or something and then brought here, or, you know, something akin to that?
From what you've seen of different metal crafting, this looks like the work of humans.
Okay.
It has the human signature flair, and it looks like... It doesn't look like it was made by elves. It looks like it's humans trying to mimic elven style.
Okay. Well, this is strange.
What's that?
This wasn't made by elves. And it seems to have been made by men. And the metal isn't even from here, so that... Curious as to where or how this material and door came to be.
Oh, they could have had it shipped.
Oh, yeah.
So which way are we going? We can either go down into the waters, we can go up the stairs, or we can go to the central tower and try and climb to the platform.
As a rule of thumb, I enjoy breathing, so I'm going to recommend going up.
Yes, and I would assume that
Okay.
there wouldn't be enough necessarily spell power in the party at the moment to cast water breathing on everybody and still be viable.
Now, here's a question that might be dumb. Do lizard folk in D&D have like a water breathing ability at all?
Yeah, they're amphibious.
Okay, could we send Yellow Jacket down to have a quick scout?
Yeah.
Yellow Jacket, go tell us what's down there.
Holy hell, he can hold his breath for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just so you know, Rem, the way they changed it, I just looked up water breathing. Nobody in the party knows it, but it's a 3rd level spell, and you can cast it on 10 things.
Holy balls,
Whoa.
okay.
Yeah.
Huh. That definitely makes it more useful, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Instead of having to use 10
Individuals
castings
casts, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't give Sapphire Fox water breathing because I didn't want him to be like the solution to every
OP.
problem you guys face.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Okay, so do you want to wait on Yellow Jacket? He turns to you and he says, "What do you want me to do? Just scout ahead?"
Yeah, just go down, scout ahead, and just see if there's anything of note.
You don't need to go all the way through all the rooms, just the first 1 or 2 if you feel safe.
Indeed. Don't try to engage
We'll wait for you to
anything
report.
if you don't have to.
Internet
Okay.
lag.
I will be right back.
Do 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 do.
As he does that, I'm going to take the first flight of steps up and just see if I can see higher up. See if there's a landing or whatever. I'm not going
Yeah,
to
the
go
steps.
like without of sight, but I just kind of want to see what's up the first flight.
Up the nice carved wooden stairs, slightly rotted away, ends in a door. The door looks unlocked. It looks like you could bar the door from the outside, and it has a very nicely made padlock hanging unlocked from the door itself. Also,
Okay.
ghosts are walking up and down these stairs in perpetuity.
Okay, I'm going to grab the padlock and pocket it. It still looks like it's in working order.
Yeah.
All right, and then I'm going to perception check ear against the door and see if I can hear anything on the other side. 11.
You hear only the cold silence of death.
I'm going to report my findings to the base of the steps and the party. It's nothing up there but death, silence.
It's
But
interesting.
I did find a nice padlock.
Sweet.
No key, but a padlock.
I have a key.
Yeah, the key
Well,
that was on the mimic.
You want to try it in this padlock and see if it works? If not, I can always pick the lock.
Sure.
I'm going to lock it and see.
I wait for him to come back down, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to come back down and lock it.
I'm going to pull the key out and try to unlock it.
The key works in the padlock.
I leave the key in the lock and...
Yeah, we'll use that in case we need to lock ourselves in or lock something out, you know?
Yeah, I will go back and edit my key inside mimic. Goes to padlock to upper level door, now in possession of Zosin.
Mm-hmm.
The padlock, Ethan, is a DC 16 to open. Or to pick the lock for.
Gotcha.
Well, dang.
Well, I might keep that handy in case we need to bar ourselves in or bar something out of something.
Indeed.
Keep it handy.
I find it interesting that this lower level is flooded entirely, but the slide seems to not be.
Yeah, I wonder if the slide is just a disposal area, but...
Well, it gives note that if we go down to explore, we should be wary of opening doors.
Or if we go down the slide, we might end up in underwater areas.
True.
I'm kind of wary of that slide.
We could probably tie off a line to go down the slide along with us. That way, if we need to make egress, we can.
Mm-hmm. Is Yellow Jacket back yet, or is he still?
Yeah, I was waiting for you guys to finish up with your talking before he came back.
Oh, yeah, we're done. I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah, Yellow Jacket reappears about 5 minutes later. Still dripping water. He's got a little bit of seaweed on his face as he breaches the surface and takes it off. The water goes down 2 floors, and then there's an open room with air to breathe.
Interesting.
What is in these rooms?
It's an open room. It looks like it was some sort of eating area, maybe. There were 2 doors in the room, but I did not open them.
So you've been gone about 5 minutes, which means that we could probably make it into that room.
You could swim, if you know where you're going and you swim up once you get into that room, you could get there in about 30 seconds.
Good deal. All right, so to the slide or to the eating room? The common area.
Or to the door up the steps.
Or to the door up the stairs.
Fox, what do you think, Silver Fox?
Sapphire Fox.
Sapphire Fox, I'm sorry.
Silver Fox is something completely different, my friend.
I know.
He knows well.
Thank you. I know that I would really rather not swim in this disgusting water.
So, the door?
I vote for the door or the slide, although I'm not happy about the slide either.
The door it is.
Well, after you, Sapphire Fox, we'll follow and back you up.
All right, the Sapphire Fox throws his shoulders back, and you notice when he throws his shoulders back that he actually looks pretty built for a wizard. Like, looks pretty strong.
Yeah. I did take a look at his strength. But
Did you do a double take for a second?
For a hot second. I didn't look over his character at all, trying to keep as much mystique as possible, but yeah, I was just like, what in the fuck does he have a 17 as strength for?
Hey,
Shit, that's what I have before the modifier.
Sapphire Fox is pretty beefy.
Mm-hmm.
Straight beefcake.
So when I was asking for help, I also tried to just, like, assume that since he's a caster, he doesn't have any fucking strength.
Yeah. The Sapphire Fox opens this door, which swings inward into the room, and as soon as he opens it, the smell of incense hits you in the face, Zosin.
This is the death room.
It's a 15-foot by 25-foot room. The skeletons of 2 elves lie in the corner of the room, covered in cobwebs, and a fine layer of dust coats everything. There are 2 desks, each in opposite corners, with coffers on them.
Coffers, you say?
Coffers, yes.
Coffers.
Not coffins, coffers.
Yes, I know.
I'm going to follow behind the fox. Where's he going?
He goes over and investigates the skeletons. He leans down and he says, "These have been dead for quite some time."
I make my way up as well.
Okay, you enter the room as well.
Is there anything of note on the desk, like papers or anything with legible writing?
anything that would have had legible writing, because this room is still humid from the water. Anything
Yeah.
with legible writing at this point has been curled and wet to the point that you can't read it. It's illegible. Ineligible.
Illegible.
Illegible.
Illegible. There we go. Ineligible.
You couldn't say it, and that made me not be able to say it.
Yeah.
Is there anything non-paper on the desks other than the coffers?
There's quills and inkwells. The ink has long since dried in the inkwells, though. There's a letter opener on both of the doors, or on both of the desks. And there are chairs as well. The chairs have nice cushions on them.
I'm going to walk up to to the desk that he is not at.
Okay.
And I see the same things. Yeah.
Yes.
The letter opener, is it finally made?
Mm-hmm.
I will pocket the letter opener. And I will also... Okay, letter openers times 2, Bucky and Taegen. And I'm going to open up one of the coffers.
Yeah, I was going to
It's locked.
Are both of them locked or just his?
They're both locked.
Okay. Zosin, come do your magic.
What are they made of?
They're made of wood.
I'm going to pull out my crowbar.
I'm going to pick one up and smash it against the desk.
Okay. Roll a strength check.
I figure if everything in this room is moist and old, it might be rotted enough to just crack open.
Yeah, but the desk could be as well.
We'll see.
I am going to... I'm going to use my crowbar and I'm going to wedge it into the opening as best I can and brace it against the wall. And tap it in. That should, because when you use the crowbar, it says using a crowbar grants advantage to strength checks where the crowbar's leverage can be applied. So that's why I'm bracing it against the wall, so I can apply the leverage of the wall to assist with my concentrated strike.
Okay. Yeah, Zosin, you go to smash the chest against the table or against the desk, and you just can't get enough leverage. You can't get enough strength going.
I'm going to
call over the Sapphire Fox. Hey, Beefcake.
I'm going to take the coffer from Zosin and then do the same thing.
Good.
Well, at least we're wasting all of these rolls on fucking garbage.
Yeah. I'm going to try one more time.
I'll try my method one more time as well.
Oh, I got a 19. One more time to try.
Nice.
I got a natural 20 on mine.
Okay, so you guys both give it a shot again, and in unison you crack it open. You use the crowbar and crack it open with the 22 Remington.
Mm-hmm.
And Zosin, you smash the chest open with a 18.
Like a barbarian.
Yeah, you don't pick the lock, you just smash it open.
Anything inside besides dust?
Yes, there's stuff inside.
I like it.
Ethan, roll a D3.
A D3? I have one of those. Hold on. I have that dice right here. I actually want to roll it.
Yeah.
Roll it.
I have a shard. I got a 3.
Okay. I'm gonna send you what was in these chests. All of these potions were in Ethan's chest, which have been shattered.
Oh, no.
There were 3 potions. I had him roll a D3 to see what was in his chest, and he got a 3. So all 3 of the potions are destroyed.
Oh no.
All right. Can I roll a percentile to see if one of them isn't destroyed?
That's what the D3 was for.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's
Congratulations,
just
you
how
suck.
many were. I thought this was how many were in my cask. My bad.
Ooh, you suck.
I suck. It's all right. No
Okay,
worries.
so that's what's in the coffers collectively between yours and Remington's, minus the potions.
Okay.
we can do without those.
There's a rope of climbing in there, though.
Yeah, that'll be useful to get up to the platforms. What's a cryo praise?
I'm gonna guess something.
Chryso praise.
Some kind of
Chryso-
gem.
Chryso praise?
It looks kind of like a. Hang on, let me pull a image over.
Chrysoprase?
Yeah, there we go. Bucky's got it. It looks kind of like jade, only
Oh, okay.
has more stuff in it.
Okay.
It's a variety of chalcedony that contains.
There's also
geology. So what dat?
Hold
There's
on.
also incense in this room too.
Yeah. Contains small quantities of nickel. Its color is normally apple green, but varies to deep green. The darker varieties of chrysoprase are also referred to as praise.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All
So you
right.
guys are swimming in gems pretty much.
Right?
Dope.
All right. So, is there anything else in these desks? I'm going to investigate for any secret compartment.
Okay, roll and investigate.
Samesies.
If only I could intimidate.
I got an
stuff to come
18.
Yes.
And I got
In
a 12.
your desk. Okay,
Looks like I'll
Remington,
do
you
too.
don't find anything. You don't find any secret compartments, and the desks themselves seem to have been almost cleared out.
Okay.
Ethan, you do find a secret compartment in your desk underneath the main drawer, and inside is a small key.
Okay.
Just prior to the chest.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I'm going to check in the same place that he did.
Yeah, you find a secret compartment there as well with a small key.
Okay. I'm going
Check your
to.
key to-
Yeah, I'm gonna put it into. I mean, obviously, I've broke the
I
lock, but
jacked it up. Well, I jacked that one way up.
that's all right, friend. It happens. I'm gonna check the key in the lock to see if it actually maneuvers the broken pieces.
It tries to, yeah. This is
Okay.
clearly the key for that.
Gotcha.
Oh, well.
No other points of egress in this room?
Nope, this is a closed off room.
All right. So we have 2 other options. We can either swim or shoot. Or go up. We can go up with the rope of climbing.
It's
What
a
if we
6.
sent Yellow Jacket to that empty room he found under the water, and then maybe we roll something down the chute? Maybe it ends up in that. Maybe the chute ends up in that room.
I worry for Yellow Jacket on his own, especially with things like mimics and ghosts in this area.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose Yellow Jacket to some sort of monstrous ghoul or
I mean, you could go with him.
gigantic anaconda. Yeah, but I don't really want to get wet.
Yeah, but if I go in water, I'll drown. So,
Will you? Well,
I mean,
it's only
my chainmail weighs 55 pounds, so
okay.
I like that you're taking weight into effect there, Bucky.
Oh, I totally forgot. In this room, Remington, above the
Yes.
door, you guys all see a bow hanging.
Oh.
let me see it.
I'm going to go snatch the bow off of the thing and hand it to Buckenwald.
Okay, let me do my Fuck! I know jack shit about this thing.
I'm gonna detect. I'm gonna use my spell and detect magic.
Yes, the bow is definitely magical. It's a wooden bow, very finely carved, in the shape of a rearing unicorn, with the
Okay,
horns
so-
sticking out.
Can I use a ritual and not expend a spell slot to identify it, or do I have to use my identify spell slot?
Yeah, if you can cast Identify as a ritual, you can cast it without using a spell slot.
I think you can. So I'm gonna take 10 minutes so that I can at least tell Taegen what kind of bow he is now in possession of.
Okay, what do you guys want to do besides Zosin for these 10 minutes?
Take a short rest? No, that's an hour long. Never mind.
I am going to pull out a sharpening stone and sharpen my longsword,
Okay.
and maybe my hand axes if I get the time.
All right. The Sapphire Fox is loading up on incense and handing it to Desna, who is putting it into the censer on the top of her staff. And is just packing it full of incense.
We about to get high?
Incense is used to cover the smell.
But it's D&D logic. It could get you high.
Get you high on Ula, the goddess of the mountains.
Yeah. Looks like Ritual
right, so-
Caster is a feat.
I'll take it. I have a feat that I can take.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
It's not.
You can cast any spell with
have
a
an
ritual
ability-
tag you can cast as a ritual.
Okay. Cool.
I was going to
I
say
know
I have
nothing
a
about
feat.
it, so.
I have a feat I still haven't taken, or an ability score improvement that I haven't taken. So I haven't done that yet. I need to do that after this session. But yeah, I thought you could just ritually cast them if you had 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, so 10 minutes passes, and Ethan, you identify this as the bow of the unicorn.
Okay.
It is a +2 longbow.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It requires attunement.
Okay.
The bowstring shimmers with a rainbow pattern whenever you draw it back.
Okay.
Once per long rest, you can cast Pass Without Trace.
Mm-hmm.
And twice per long rest, you can cast Cure Wounds for 2d8 + 1.
Well, I'm going to actually look at Taegen and say, I'm sorry, friend, this is a cursed bow, and the only thing it does is give you a 50% miss, so I'll hold on.
All right.
Okay, wait. Would I be able to tell if he's bullshitting?
That it doesn't really work that way when you're doing player to player.
I'm going to laugh and then actually relay what it really does and hand it over to her.
You almost had me there,
Ah.
friend.
I'm just kidding. Here you go. This is a very nice piece of equipment. Treat it well. It is to one of the elven gods, although I'm not sure if they really exist. It does this and this and this and this. So you know all that now. +2.
All right, what all did you say it did again? Or what was the name of it?
The Bow of the Unicorn, although it's probably not in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I know. I figured. The Bow of the Unicorn. Okay.
It's a +2 longbow.
+2.
It gives you once per long rest cast Pass Without Trace.
Once per long rest, pass without trace. Okay.
And twice per long rest cast Cure Wounds. And that's for 2d8 +1.
Okay, got it. All right, I will search out a longbow +2 and add that to my inventory.
Excellent find.
And equip it. And unequip my other longbow. And I will just add extra stuff to that. Sweet.
All right, so you guys want to check out the slide?
Or actually, I'm going to mention to Taegen, how does that rope of climbing work exactly?
1 second.
Could we possibly go up instead of down?
All right, cool. Okay. Rope of climbing. What do you want me to? Well, I don't know. We didn't really identify that it was magical or anything. It just looks like it's. How do you want to play that, Brandon? When you give us that kind of thing?
You can recognize it as a rope of climbing.
Okay. The 60-foot length of silk rope weighs 3 pounds. It can hold up to 3,000 pounds. If you hold one end of the rope and use an action to speak the command word, the rope animates. As a bonus action, you can command the other end to move toward a destination you choose. That end moves 10 feet on your turn when you first command it, and 10 feet on each of your turns until it reaches its destination up to its maximum length away, or until you tell it to stop. You can also tell the rope to fasten itself securely to an object or unfasten itself, to knot or unknot itself, or to coil or itself for carrying.
So do we want to use that to go up?
If you tell the rope to knot, large knots appear at 1 foot intervals. While knotted, the rope shortens to a 50-foot length and grants advantage on climb checks. Has an AC of 20 and 20 hit points. It regains 1 hit point every 5 minutes as long as it has at least 1 hit point. If it drops to 0, it's destroyed. Okay. Okay, hold on. So we go out, to the main foyer then?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and add the rope of climbing to... Or do you want to hold on to it, Ethan?
You go. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Do you want to hold on to it at all, Bucky?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will add it to my inventory. All right.
Huzzah!
So in the main foyer, and we've got what is it? When we look up, there's
Platforms to the top of the tower, I believe. But that's just from what I remember. I don't know exactly what they look like.
Yeah,
Okay.
it goes up about 60 feet and ends at a bell tower. It looks like these platforms were connected by ladders that have since rotted. The platforms spiraled around the outside of the tower, like the inside of the tower, but around the edge of the walls.
Mm-hmm.
The platforms spiral up to a flat platform up top where a bell would rest.
Okay. I'm not sure if there's any. I mean, we can pretty well see everything that's up there, yeah? Or are these like massive platforms?
They're not massive platforms, no. You can see all the way up to the last platform, the one where the bell is. You can't see what's on top of that.
Okay.
Is this isn't the bell the workers took out, is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we could generally assume that there wouldn't be anything of interest up there, because if there was, it was probably taken.
Probably, yeah.
Well, it depends on if they
Okay.
unfastened the bell, or if. Well, it was outside. The bell was.
Yeah, they had it in the wagon.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have been able to get it from here, which means that the bell was outside of the tower.
Might have fallen out of a window or something. We don't,
It,
or
it
maybe
would have
yeah,
had to have been knocked out
or,
by something massive.
or there would have had to have been some way that they got up there, but it would still be here, you would imagine. Like if they had constructed a means to get on top of there.
Yeah. We didn't really ask them how
Mm,
they removed the bell.
yeah, we didn't.
Hold on.
All right.
Yellow Jacket.
Yes.
While you were assisting the workers on the way back, did they say where they got the bell and how they removed it? Just in their idle chit chat?
No, but I know from having seen these workers before, they crawled outside on the outside of the tower, stripping the metal. So they may
Okay.
have crawled up to the top of the tower to remove the bell that way.
Mm.
Mm,
And then having no way to go down into it, didn't. Under orders, I suppose.
mm,
Or it's blocked up there.
mm.
All
They
right.
probably just threw it out of the window. Yeah, I guess the chute is really the only,
Yeah, the only place we have left, I would say.
other than the common room if we want to swim, but maybe we'll do that as a last resort.
Indeed. All right, let's make our
At
way to the
least
chute.
we have a good rope now to at least, or actually we can use a regular rope to tie off at the top of the slide and then save the climbing rope.
Indeed. We can tie and untie it.
Well, but in case we need the rope down there, we can just use a regular rope and tie it at the top, you know?
No, what I'm saying is I can command it to tie and untie. So it doesn't matter where it's at.
Oh, so you mean we can bring it with us. I got you.
Yeah.
Nifty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do this. Let's give it a shot at least.
I'm going to attempt to tell I'm going to loosen the rope and tell it to coil.
Okay. The rope obeys your command and coils.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have to like find out what command words or anything were.
Here's my question.
Okay.
If the slide is longer than 60 feet, should we at least tie a regular rope at the top and then extend it with the smart rope so that we can then, just in case when we go down, we find it to be longer than.
I
the
mean, how
full
much
length.
rope do we all have? Like
I have
lot.
50 feet.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have 50 feet as
everyone
well.
carries 50 feet.
As a
Everybody, every
rule,
D&D
yeah.
character ever.
Yeah. So could we just tie all the ropes together?
We could if we
One
need to. We can do it
long
as
strand.
we descend.
As we go,
Yeah.
and then use the smart rope as the last bit,
Yep.
or the smart rope. Okay, all right, okay. Well, I'll use my rope as the first bit. Is there a way to tie something off once we get into the room and I look around? Is there something to tie it off on?
You could tie it off to one of the platforms that the casks are on.
About how far
Okay, I'm
away
going
from
to
that?
do that.
About how far away from the
Oh,
chute
sorry.
is that?
10 feet.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm
I'm
going to do. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and tie the smart rope off to that.
Okay.
I just command it to tie off to that point.
Okay. It follows your commands.
Should we check the platform to see how stable it is, or is the platform made out of stone or something?
The platform is made out of stone and wood.
Okay. So
I'm
as long as
going
we
to take.
tie it off to a stone part, it should be good.
I'm going to take a python and drive it above the magical rope just so it can't like slip off the top on accident from all of our weight. Just one python. I'm just going to tap it into the above where the rope is tied so it has an extra little hook.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to tie onto that. You know what I mean? Just kind of a little extra safeguard there.
Okay. It is doubly secure.
All right. I'm also going to take a ball bearing out of my pouch of ball bearings, and I'm going to drop it down the slide and try to count and listen to see if there's a splash or a thud.
I motion
You
for
drop the
everyone
ball
to be
bearing down
quiet.
the slide. It goes down the slide and you see it right before it goes out of sight down the tunnel. It curves as if it's curving to the right, but it curves at a very slight curve. You don't hear a splash or a sound of a thud.
Okay.
The ball bearing just disappears into the blackness.
Can I still hear it rolling? Or do I hear it rolling until I can't hear it rolling anymore? Like for a few more seconds? So it goes.
Yeah, you hear it rolling until you can't hear it rolling anymore.
Okay, so this seems to be pretty deep.
All right. Well, let's start our
Who's
descent.
going down first?
I go over to the I go over to the slide and I unstow my other rope and I start to descend.
Okay, so you guys have the smart rope and then all of your other ropes tied to it.
We haven't tied them off yet. We're just going to as we need to.
Okay.
Which is why I pulled it out of my pack so I can have it at the ready.
And I'm going to give him about a 5-10 second head start, and then I'll follow down with my rope out of my pouch as well.
Okay. So, Taegen, you start to head down the slide, and it is not very steep. So you're not like having to keep your footing too much as you move the rope down.
Mm-hmm.
You could almost walk on how unsteep this is.
Okay. Do I have full standing room or am I crouching?
Crouching. No. You have full standing room.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what the size of this would be for what its purpose is. So yeah, you'd have standing room.
Okay. It's not very steep, lads, but we'll still leave the rope just in case.
Mm-hmm. It'll help us get up faster if we need to.
Indeed.
Okay, I'm going to follow them down the chute.
Man, math is difficult, especially when you're tired.
Just fudge it. Just whatever feels right. Don't get too into it.
Just
The
pull a
technical
random
details.
number promptly out of your ass.
4,312.
Well, it's like
69,420.
whatever the difficulty you want it to be, just kind of, set it in your mind, and whatever you set it as is what it is.
Oh no, what I was trying to figure out is I know how many feet deep this hole is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But this rope isn't straight down because it's a ramp.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the rope that you would be using would be less than, or would be more than what it is to just go straight down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll say that you use 100 feet of rope as you tie. So, Taegen, you get to the end of your rope. Then Zosin, you tie your rope. And you get almost to the end of your rope, and you see that this area has opened up, and it's now a big, wide open area. Like a cavern almost. There are lights twinkling along the walls that seem to be moving every so often, but very slowly moving lazily across the walls. And underneath you see what looks like just barrels and barrels stacked up of barrels.
Light. Wait. You said light slowly moving across the wall?
Yes.
Like spotlights or like torch lights, like fireflies, like bioluminescent fungus? What do you mean? Insects
Like-
that are bioluminescent? What kind of light?
Almost like torchlight, but it's moving. So not spotlights, like torchlights.
Like will-o-wisp light.
Yeah, but they seem to be sticking mainly to the walls. They don't seem to be moving outside of the walls themselves.
Are they moving with purpose, or are they just random?
They're just randomly moving.
Do they seem to be alive? Like, can I tell
Intelligent?
that? Like, yeah.
Roll a nature.
I'm gonna whisper to Taegen. I'm gonna go. "Careful."
I heard you go, and that's it.
I'm gonna whisper to you. They might be sentient. Be careful. I've never seen such things. They give me an eerie feeling. Check. What did you say? Nature.
Nature.
Yeah. I don't fucking know, but maybe Taegen will.
Taegen, these are probably some sort of firefly hybrids or something like that. They're too far away for you to tell exactly what they are,
Mm-hmm.
but the way that they're moving, with the randomness and how they're sticking to the walls makes you think that if anything, they're some sort of insect.
Okay. Well, without being on top of it, it looks like it could just be some sort of insect. I'm going to move up to one of them.
You can't. So
Okay.
I didn't describe this completely. So you are, imagine that there's a hole in the ceiling in like an auditorium.
Okay.
And in the middle of the auditorium ceiling, there's a swirly slide that comes down
Okay.
from the ceiling.
So
So
we're
you're
above
not close.
everything.
Yes, you're above everything. You're not close enough to the walls to touch them. The walls are hundreds of feet off.
Okay.
And you are basically freestanding in the middle of this room, winding down.
Okay. So is there still more chute left, or does it look like it just drops off into midair?
The chute goes all the way to the ground.
Okay.
I'm going to I got a 22 on perception to see if I can see if there are any markings on the barrels, or if I can tell what kind of barrels these would be used, like what these might store, or like what this, just anything of interest that might tell me a little more about what this fucking place or these barrels are or is.
You haven't made it down to the ground floor yet, and that's where those barrels are.
Okay.
If you want to, once you make it down to the ground floor, if you want to continue down there, then you can investigate the barrels.
Okay, we'll go ahead and tie off Bucky's rope.
Yeah.
Okay.
And continue down the chute.
Yeah, can I just use my 22 perception once we get down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you make it to the bottom. As you're getting closer, you see torchlight or some sort of light, torches or something similar, coming from a small circle in the middle or in the further off into the room on the floor. And it looks like there are shadows moving, and you can see two figures that look like probably about the size of tigers, sitting facing one another.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean over to Bucky. Hey, Buck,
Yeah.
can I see that ring with the hag in it?
Oh, I suppose.
I'm gonna put that ring on,
Okay.
and I'm gonna speak in my head to the hag. Hag,
Yes.
I call upon you, and I offer you the completion of our deal, even without the help from your patron demon. If you can offer us 5 pieces of information.
I can offer you only what I know.
Okay, 5 times. The
Okay,
first,
that is okay.
what were these ruins and the underworkings of these ruins used for? You lived near them for who knows how long. You must know.
The ruins were a winery, a
Nah,
safe
beyond
haven
that.
in the
Beyond that.
swamps.
Can you tell where we are right now?
I cannot see out of this ring. I do not know where you are.
We are in
I
the
know that
bowels of this tower. We are in a room full of barrels and strange lights. What was this used for?
the boughs were used to store all of the wine that they created. There is an underground river nearby.
As a third piece of information, what happened to the inhabitants here in detail?
I only know that they were attacked. I do not know by what, but they were all ceremoniously slaughtered, and then magically the swamp overtook the winery.
I guess that is acceptable. I'm going to take the ring off and hand it back to Bucky.
Okay.
Bucky, we can ask her 2 more questions before we have to complete the deal with her.
Okay.
Apparently, something slaughtered all of the inhabitants. I'm going to say this quietly to the group. I'm going to relay. Apparently, something unceremoniously slaughtered every inhabitant of these wood elves. This was a winery, and they were magically overtaken by the swamp. We do not know what dangers lurk here, but I would assume we're fairly close to it.
Interesting.
I figured the hag might know, so I made a deal with it.
Let us take up positions in case there is a fight ahead with those entities.
I have a quick question about the ring. If I put the ring on and use it to become invisible, does that make me silent or just invisible?
It doesn't make you invisible, it just makes the ring invisible.
Oh,
It's not a one ring.
okay. I remember
Unfortunately.
we discussed this.
All right, Taegen. Where do you suggest we take up position?
Hug the walls.
Okay, on top of the barrels.
If you can get there without being spotted.
I thought we came up from the top, so we could just stop there, right?
No, he said that the
Okay, gotcha.
he said that the chute itself is in the middle, like the smack dab middle of the room, and we can't actually reach the walls or
Now-
anything.
You can sneak attack with a bow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, or a javelin per se. All right. Okay. Just curious. I'm going to try to climb. Do they look sturdy? These big casks.
Oh yeah, very sturdy.
Okay, I'm going to athletics check up on hold on. 16 to climb up there and draw my bow.
What are you climbing up onto?
The picture you sent with the cask,
Uh-huh.
like up on top into the rafters area.
Okay, you would need to go all the way down the chute to the very bottom and then cross the floor to get to those casks.
Okay, so a stealth as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should be down at the bottom already.
Have you guys descended all the way to the bottom?
I thought that's what we said. We used Bucky's last
I
bit of
got a
rope.
yeah,
Okay. Sorry, I missed out. I missed that part.
22 stealth and then 16 climb. And I'm gonna use that stealth to hide up in the rafters. Or maybe if I need to roll another stealth check, I can.
Okay. No, that works. There's no rafters here. It's all open air. But
Okay,
you can
just
climb
on
on
top of
top
the
of them
cap.
still.
Okay, yeah. And just hide in the shadows.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna communicate with just the striking viper's hand communication with the group now. I'm going to tell them that I'm going to pause here until they advance.
Okay. So now the figures are further into the room, you said, yes?
Yes, from where you are, they're about 150 feet.
Okay. Well, I suppose, Bucky, you and I can start heading forward. You take the meat shield position, and
Okay.
Did any of the other crew follow us, or did they wait up top? That's their decision entirely.
They came with you.
Okay.
I pull out my shield and have my sword at the ready.
I ready my unicorn bow.
Are you approaching the figures?
Yep.
As they approach, I will approach about 10 feet behind on top of the cask quietly.
Okay, there are rows and rows of these casks. There's
Mm-hmm.
a good 6 rows, each of them about 80 feet long.
Cool.
Do
All
the
right,
things there look fleshy?
They look scaly. As you approach, they look scaly, and you notice they have wings on their backs.
Fun.
Oh, great.
Can they see us yet?
You're not approaching stealthily, you're just walking towards them, right?
I'm approaching stealthily on top of the casks, hugging the walls. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm
Could
wondering,
try-
because if they can't see us, I'm wondering if we could have a tactical maneuver
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're not just gonna walk up to him. We're gonna hug the walls and try to keep stealthy about it.
Okay.
Roll stealth checks, bitch.
Taegen, get up the barrels.
No, that's why we sent Zoason up there.
Yeah, but you also have a bow.
I know, but it doesn't really give me a whole lot of advantage to be up high.
I have a sneak attack every time I have advantage.
Damn.
Well, I suck.
And I'm in fucking mail armor.
Okay, so Bucky, you kind of hug the wall in between two rows of casks,
Okay.
keeping these figures in your eyesight as you approach them. Taegen, you are moving up to try to get where Bucky is, and you trip.
Okay.
And your letter opener falls out of your bag and skitters across the ground.
Okay.
One of these creatures looks up at you and you hear it go, oh, and it starts to plod towards you. It sees you for sure.
Okay.
I'm going to draw an arrow. I'm not going to fire on it yet. I'm going to hold my action to where if it makes an aggressive move towards it, I'm going to try and sneak attack it.
Is this a dragon?
Yes.
Smell.
Dragonborn or dragon?
It's a dragon. There's two of them.
What, like big fucking dragons? Like,
Because he said they were about tiger size.
Yeah, they're about tiger size.
so like
small boys.
younglings.
Yeah, so like young green dragons.
Just call me Anakin Skywalker and give me a saber if they're younglings.
Oh, Jesus. Check. Nature.
You better speak to these motherfuckers.
Fuck my ass. I apparently know fuck all about
Can I try to intimidate them?
green dragons.
No, you
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah, you can. You can. They're younglings.
All right, yeah, go for it.
That being said, I'm going to try and speak to it.
I'll let you do that before I make my intimidation.
All right,
If they make a aggressive move, I'll use it.
I'm going to draw up. I'm going to go ahead and under my breath cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay. So you cast Hunter's Mark on it. It approaches you, moving. It started out plodding, but as it sees you standing there, it starts to move rather quickly towards you until it gets within 10 feet of you, so pretty close, and then it rears up on its hind legs.
Okay,
but as its head towards you,
as it's moving toward me, I tell it in a very stern voice. I say, "Hold! I do not wish to fight if you do not wish to."
It slows itself down some, and it kind of comes to a stop about 20 feet from you then.
Okay.
And it says, "Who are you?"
We are merely exploring this. Who are you?
We? Who is we?
My friends and I.
I am a Rigmos.
All right,
and you are in my lair.
I release the tension on my bow a little bit and point it downward. Not completely undoing, but
at like a half ready position.
Yeah,
like you're half mast.
Yeah, exactly.
He's half staff.
All right. Arigmos. How did you come to this place?
How did you come to this place?
Did you come before the elves were slaughtered here, who lived here?
We came during.
Ah, that is unfortunate.
We did not slaughter the elves. Something else did.
Instead of a fight, we would be keen to just have information.
And what do you offer in return?
I'm afraid I know very little about green dragons, as indicated by my shitty roll.
Well, but general dragon knowledge, they all like jewels, gems, gold, things like that. We would know that as 6th level adventurers, I feel like.
And aren't we swimming in gems from the coffer?
Yeah, but we don't want to give
just
away
out of
too
game.
much.
I don't mean
know.
to meta. I'm just saying, I think as 6th level adventurers, the myths of dragons being classic greedy animals that love valuables, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was just
Especially
fine on the gems thing. I was suggesting actually give it to him.
Right.
That option is there.
Okay, anyway, so as I was saying, I know very little about green dragons and what you all like to collect. But I reach into my pouch, I hold the arrow on my bow, but I let it off the string. Well, no, I leave it sitting, but I hold it in one hand with my bow, and I reach into my pack and kind of look for the chrysoprase, and pull it out. And say, but
it lets out a snort.
Okay, but I do have this chrysoprase here. May not be much for information, but I'd like to know more about what befell this winery.
It reaches out its hand, its front hand, and holds it out to you for you to give it the gem.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and toss the chrysoprase to it.
Okay, it catches it and looks
20 feet away.
Yeah. It looks at it and admires it, and for a good 10 seconds it just seems to stare into it before it turns its head slowly back to you. There were creatures, red, blue, gray creatures, attacked this place, destroyed everyone.
Demons of some sort?
They could have been demons, but they did not have wings.
Slad, perhaps.
I have seen Slad before in this area.
And these were not Slad that attacked?
I only heard stories. My brother has seen more. But they very well could have been Slad.
May I speak to your brother, then?
Yes, come with me. Bring your friends.
All right. I'm going to motion for everyone to follow. You guys can stay hidden or not. That's completely up to you.
Say Zosin should stay hidden.
Yeah, I'm going to stay hidden.
Just
Yeah,
for that bit
sure.
of insurance.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, what was his name again?
Origmos.
Origmos?
Yes.
Like that? Like that, Brandon?
I'm pulling it up.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Like that.
Okay. Origmos.
And his brother is Barbas.
brothers.
Rem,
Uh-huh.
what would I have to type in to do the commanding presence on top of my intimidation or persuasion? Is it just something tacked on to check, insert
Hold on.
charisma thing here?
See, Ethan, you have one for sneak, so if you do an attack on somebody, you can type in sneak after the weapon, and it'll add your sneak attack.
Okay, cool. I was just testing out the different weapons to see if I wanted to use a magical javelin or keep my bow, and I think I'll keep my bow.
Right, for sure. I just figured I'd let you know.
Thank you. You just have to type space sneak after exclamation A longbow space sneak.
Yeah, so like if I do a longbow and sneak,
Mm-hmm.
you can see here that it doesn't apply it to me because I'm not a rogue, but it will you, because it detects that.
Cool.
Okay, Bucky, yours is... Hang on, I'll tell you. You would type in...
Maneuver commanding.
Yeah. You see that, Buck? Don't use it right
Yeah.
now, because it'll take it off of your stuff.
Okay, but would I do that after I do my intimidation or persuasion or whatever? Because the way this is reading feels like it adds something to it.
I think it rolls it along with it, so I don't think you have... I think you can just do the maneuver itself.
Okay.
But we'll find out if you actually end up using it. Okay. Anyway, I say... Arigmos, my friends will follow, but noting that we haven't initiated a bunch of trust yet, they will probably stay hidden.
That is understandable. We have eyes in the sky anyway.
All right, and I follow him.
I'll follow after.
Okay, not staying hidden.
Yeah.
Okay, the Sapphire Fox and Desna follow with you as well. You don't see Yellow Jacket. Yellow Jacket is nowhere to be seen.
Okay.
I'm staying hidden as well.
And Zosin is hidden.
Okay.
Erigmos leads you back to where he was standing around a fire.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "This is my brother Barbas." Where you are, now that you've gotten out of the kind of labyrinth of the wine casks, you see a gargantuan dragon skeleton in the corner of the room, and it looks like it's been covered in, or partly covered in fallen rubble from the ceiling above, and there's water pouring down.
Mm.
There's also pools of acid kind of just gathered randomly on the floor around where the dragons are as well.
Right.
And the smell of sulfur is really strong.
Okay. Was that your parent?
Barbas speaks up and says, "Yes, that was our mother."
My condolences.
She died in the attack when the floor caved in on her. We were the only two eggs that lasted.
So why did you all stay here? Or why
We
did
have
you both?
food. We have meat.
Well, what do you feed on?
Erigmos looks at you and he says,
Apart from
there are
me.
creatures.
He
There
says
are
what?
creatures further into the cavern.
Oh,
They attack us foolishly. We eat them.
I see.
What sort of creatures?
Merfolk.
So tell me about the attack, Barbas. Were they Slod that slaughtered the elves here?
Yes, they were Slod.
Hmm.
They came from portals, attacked all of the elves, slaughtered them, didn't even lay eggs, just destroyed them.
I am drawing a blank on what more things to ask them.
I'm going to rise up off the top of the cask closest to the party there and reveal myself and say, Barbas.
He looks up slightly startled and then hides the startledness. Yes,
I am Zillison. It is a pleasure to meet you and your brother. Dragons are the greatest of species. If I could ask a question.
I think your gem has gotten you as many questions as
But
it can.
I have a moonstone here. And I'm going to pull out the moonstone we just got.
Okay.
Would this get me a few lines of dialogue with your greatness?
Barbas shoves off the ground and his wings flap, leaving dust on the ground, and he flies over, glides, and lands on the wine casks where you're standing, and the barrels kind of shake and move as he lands on top of them, and then he holds out his hand to you and he says, yes, this will do nicely.
All right, I'll hand it to him. These slods, you say they came from portals.
Yes.
That wasn't one of my questions, but just a confirmation. They came from portals and all colors. Did they seem to have a leader?
There was a figure cloaked in gray. I could
A
not tell if
slod?
it was man or slod.
And did they retreat back through the portal? Because
Yes.
we met a slod in the swamp area.
Did it say anything to you?
It tried to make our friend his wife.
The dragon gives out a long, loud laugh.
I laugh with him. But then I punctured its eye hole.
I haven't seen any slot in this area since then.
Well, these caves continue down to Merfolk. Is there a settlement, small or large, of these Merfolk?
It is a small settlement gathered around a sunken ship.
I have one last thing for you, Barbarous, and your brother, Erigmos. If the town close by were to, say, pay a small tribute to you yearly, would you protect them from the merfolk and possibly overland threat?
He runs his hand through the ridged spines on his head. That could be possible, yes.
That is all I have. If My companions wish to further speak with you. I'm going to climb down. Thank you, your gracious.
Finally, a creature that understands the power of the dragons.
I'm going to bow low when I get to the bottom. I'm going to look up in Striking Viper's hand motions and say flattery in hand motions, like flattery to my other Striking Vipers. Like, that is the way to go with these things. Out and out, just fucking flattery.
All right, well, I think this is as good a place as any to end it because I'm getting tired.
Right.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, it's 9:30. I'm definitely getting hungry, so I'm sure Ginger's hungry as well.
Well, that was a cool session, bro. I like it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, I like the I like that we're playing up the idea of that we don't have to just go dicks ablazing into a fight.
Exactly. We're not murder hobos.
Yeah.
We're the Striking Vipers, damn it.
It's funny because I had all this stuff planned out, like the combat, and the giant constrictor snake was going to be like your first foray into combat in this place. And then as soon as Ethan was like, "Can you cast animal friendship or speak with animals?" I was like, "Oh fuck." Now I got to figure out what a snake sounds like.
Yeah.